welcome, Couch Beers Nation. How you doing today? Today it is Monday, May 17th.
It's been about
2021.
It's been about 3.5 weeks since we recorded one of these.
Yeah, I think you look older. You already
probably more tan. Definitely more tan.
I look more tan.
You do.
Thanks.
Nice. What do you got over there?
It looks like it's the third B in my try-B day. Got the booch, got the bowl, and now I got the big wave.
I gave you the
You gave me the blonde, you fool.
I didn't drink it yet. Shave me.
It's okay, I'm vaccinated.
I am too.
Oh, so
Cheers.
It doesn't even matter. Dude, we can do like... Damn it.
Oh, you spilled.
Yes, I spilled.
Now it officially is the couch.
Now the
Beers
triple
couch.
B. Triple B, yeah.
Ooh.
So, what's on your docket? Should we go back and forth? How do you want to do this?
You want to start with fact checkers again?
Oh gosh, yeah, let's do it.
So, like I said, it's been a while since we actually talked about this. The first fact check that came in, Zach does not have tiger blood. That one came from Sam.
Sam who? Sam Hunt.
Yeah, Sam Hunt. I know him personally. And I responded, how do you know? Like, I need sources. He just said science.
That's really actually backing my statement more than anything. So I don't know what he's trying to achieve with that. Maybe it's the soul patch. He doesn't trust it.
It is kind of sticking out. Like, it's probably hard to tell from
it's ever been. It's like kind of concerning. At this point, I might be a soul patch guy.
When's the last time you shaved it?
I'm kind of growing my beard out. It's been about a month probably. Usually I trim it because it gets too long, but I just like powered through it for 2 weeks, and now I'm like, the soul patch is so like why did I never do this before?
You bit your bottom lip and it kind of pointed straight out.
I'm kind of like Pharaoh, like but like my soul patch is like I'm like a Pharaoh.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
My goatee, it's like my soul patch.
You just gotta wait till it's long enough to braid.
For you uncultured swine out there, a soul patch is the hair, a tuft of hair under your lower lip, not a goatee. It's on your chin.
You want to point to it if anybody's watching?
If you can't see it, you're blind. Go see a doctor.
Back when we lived together, when COVID was first beginning, we grew out beards, mustaches, soul patch.
I still think you should wear one. I don't know why you don't.
Doesn't work.
I disagree.
One month
every person
for me
who can
is
grow mustaches says, I just can't.
1 month for me is like a week for you.
Okay, is it a period of time or just the way it looks?
The way it looks.
Like if I waited maybe 15 years, I'd look like Tom Selleck. Is it worth it? 100%.
I don't think
but
it would
not
take
patient.
15 years.
Well, I think so.
Anyway,
fact checker.
We got more fact checkers.
So I allegedly don't have tiger blood, but
allegedly,
jury's out. I mean, I took a test, so
yeah, we're getting the blood test back next week, so we can address it again. My brother came in with some fact checks too.
Is it all on me?
No, this one's on me. This one's on me. I said that my mom went to Prague when I was a kid. My brother corrected me. Not only was I a kid, I was 9 years old. I don't know how he knows the date.
Wait, a kid is 9 years old, isn't it?
No, it is. Yeah, he was being more specific than I was.
Oh,
anyway,
that's not a fact checker. That's just like a precision or precise.
He also informed us that Transylvania is in fact a real place. We were talking about vampires
but where?
It's in like Sweden. I didn't write it down. I just wrote Transylvania is real. Sweden.
Okay, is that like a Ron Swanson note?
It's in Switzerland, I think, somewhere in the Alps.
All right. Well,
it's one of those swas.
Should we go there and just make sure we? Actually, would you want to live forever?
Would I want to live forever? Yeah. No way.
What if like your loved one, like also could live forever?
I just would be so bored.
Forever?
Yeah.
Or like after like 250 years.
I don't know. I don't know where the limit
Bitcoin
is.
From like inception and be like, I am Bitcoin.
I don't think that's how it works.
You could do it though.
I could be like the...
I wouldn't want to live forever for different reasons, but yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
All your friends die. then you keep making new friends and they die.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
then all
depressing.
your close friends or good friends are just vampires.
They're the only people that get you.
Yeah, well,
I guess they're not really people, are they?
well, there are some, vamps that are fun suckers too, like those, they don't even have to be vampires to be fun suckers, but I digress. More fact checking.
We got one left. Tyler came in and let us know. This
Is that
was
the creator?
Yes, Tyler the creator.
Okay.
Yep. I also know him personally.
Okay.
He said directly from Anthony Fauci's mouth. Excuse me, Dr. Anthony Fauci's mouth. The first shot is the primary shot, which gives immunity for a little bit. The second shot is a booster that gives you, quote, optimal immunity.
That sounds like you just... It sounds like you took like a bartender's quote and just threw in like immunity instead of like feeling good, man. Like the first shot is just to like kind of get you going. The second shot's that's where it's at. You know what I mean?
I really didn't get where you were going with that.
It's for optimal party.
That makes sense. Speaking of party, we just got back from Vegas.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty fun.
Was it?
That was my first experience.
Will it be your last?
No.
Don't answer that. Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna go like 3 or 4 times a year like you do. But...
Well, I'm gonna pump the brakes. I have one more trip planned this year, but the jury's out. I might cancel, but otherwise I might go on like an active one and go like kayaking in a cave or something, or
go to the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Why not?
It's
an engineering masterpiece.
Isn't Grand Canyon close there?
I don't know. I've been to the Grand Canyon too, but it was in like Colorado or something.
Where's the first one?
The Hoover Dam?
No, the Grand Canyon.
What do you mean the first one?
You said you've been to the Grand Canyon too.
Oh.
Where's the first one?
Probably China. I don't know.
I think they got a wall, I think.
It's the Great Canyon Wall.
Interesting. All right, yeah. So no, you tell me what you think of Las Vegas, what you think it's all about, what surprised you, what didn't it surprise you? That didn't make sense, but like what were you thinking going there when you landed? Were you like, I will die, or were you like, all right, I'll just completely make this all about the experience and see what I'm going to do?
So I think it was kind of nice for like our friend Dallas and I went the night before everybody else got there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we had a night just to like, because neither of us had been there before, wander around. It was a Thursday night, so it wasn't too crazy.
You guys got into trouble, huh?
No, we went to Taco Bell.
Cantina?
Yep.
You get
I had a pina colada.
What did Dallas have? No, hold on. Don't tell me. Daiquiri.
No, I think it was like, oh man, I don't remember. I think he got like some kind of punch thing.
Classic.
Yeah.
So you just went to Taco Bell Cantina.
Then we walked all the way down the strip and back. That was pretty much all we did.
And
it was basically it didn't seem as bad the rest of the weekend, but like the first night, it seemed like every other person was smoking weed on the sidewalk, which like I know it's totally legal in Nevada, but like I don't think it's legal to smoke it in public, right?
Apparently there are times when they crack down and times when they don't. I don't know those times, but I mean, I know when I walk the strip, not that I judge people, but when it's 12:30 a.m. and it's just a cloud of weed smoke, and then you see strollers with small children like pass the hell out, like, what are you doing?
Are you
that kid should be in bed 4 hours ago?
Yeah, that's one thing I was very surprised by.
I'm not going to judge your life, person, but sorry.
That's one thing I was very surprised, is that how many kids were there. Like, even at like 11 o'clock at night, there's all these kids running around.
Yeah, see, I don't really agree with that. I think you can do Vegas with kids because there's like amusement parks, there's
M&M really store,
cool M&M store, Hershey store. You see the licorice Statue of Liberty?
No. Was that in the M&M store?
I think it was in the Hershey. Is that the Hershey store?
Yeah, kind of across the street.
That was on the second floor, right when you walk into New York, you'll see. Usually they're kind of cute about it, but they put like okay, first off, Las Vegas, I love you to death, but you are way too proud of your hockey team. Like, pump the brakes.
They're pretty good.
Well, yeah, the first time they ever had a season, they win the Stanley Cup. It's like, all right.
They didn't actually win.
Didn't they?
I don't think so. Fact check.
They won. They definitely won.
They did not win.
They'll fact us. No, someone will fact us. Check us.
They had like the best record in the NHL for a while, but I don't think they won the Stanley Cup.
Okay, well, agree to disagree. Okay, anyway, sorry, continue. So, you said it was fun, you did that. What else did you do?
I guess, it was good for Dallas and I to have a kind of chill night. I basically paid for my trip on one roll of the roulette table, so that was cool.
Okay, why Red 21?
My birthday. It's the 21st.
But you're not a communist.
Well, you can't do black 21.
Why not?
There is no black 21.
Oh, okay. Shows you how much I know about gambling.
Yeah. So that was sweet. Because I'm not a degenerate, as soon as it hit, I stood up from the table, tipped the blackjack lady $50.
Wait, you were playing blackjack or
tipped
roulette?
the roulette lady $50 and walked away.
I stood up, tipped the blackjack lady across the way $5, took my winnings from the roulette table, got the hell out of it.
Yeah. I walked past the roulette lady to tip the blackjack lady.
Power move.
Yeah, so that was pretty much like I gambled a little bit more after that, but I came home with a bunch of money, so that was cool.
Yeah, see, I would never be able to just do that.
You mean like once you start, you can't stop, or what?
No. Like, what was your bet? $40?
25.
$25 on Red 21. Roulette. That's a lot of risk. I mean, it's not like there's like 50 Red 21s, right?
Yeah.
So that's where, to me, I'm like, I'm just willing to lose.
Yeah. Well,
but then it's like, oh, the odds. And I'm like, well, it's either I have $0 or I have $25, and I can buy like one drink with that.
Well, here's why I did it. So I came with some money that I basically just expected to lose gambling. So I'm like, once this money's gone, I'm done, you know?
Yeah. Oh, so you just tried to lose it as fast as possible.
No, I just was like, it just worked out that I won, you know?
Yeah, well, praise Jesus.
Yep. That was cool.
Passing ammunition. I wish I had that kind of thrill. I suck. It's tough. I think I was, whatever. I brought $400 in cash, and I don't know where it went. So,
yeah,
whatever. I don't really care. But
what'd you get at the steakhouse?
I think on New York Strip. I can't remember, but lobster bisque.
Yeah,
that was like the most. Were you? Yeah, you were sitting. Oh yeah, you were.
I was at the kids' table.
Not the kids' table. You two know that story. I told you that story, didn't I?
What?
You guys looked. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's three of them. You got Tim, other Tim, Tim 1, Tim 2, Ted, and Dallas. And Tim 1 is sitting
Am I Tim 1?
No, you're Tim 2. Wow. Tim 1. Okay, cut the shit. Tim is Tim 1.
Okay.
You'll be Tim. Whatever. Timothy, Tim.
Yep.
Anyway.
We were dressed up.
It was a fancy restaurant. We were all dressed up. Tim, cut the shit Tim, was like wearing like dark jeans, like black shirt, black tie, I think.
Yep.
No, maybe it wasn't a black tie. I don't think he had a tie. I think it was open collar. But then like a suit coat, shit kickers on, hair slicked back. He had a bomb mustache. He looked really like authoritative in layman's terms.
Yeah.
He's sitting kind of offshoot from the three others. No, excuse me. Then he is.
So
sitting
there's kind of the three of us.
It's an L table.
Yeah, there's the three of us, like me, Dallas, and authoritative Tim. Are kind of sitting closer together.
Yep.
And Ted is sitting a little bit farther away.
He's like on the other side of the L, so he's kind of like, but he's a little more awkwardly further away than everything else. Yeah. So from a third person perspective, it looks like Tim, this is the narrative I created and I thought it fit pretty well. Tim, authoritative Tim, looked like he owned the San Jose Sharks hockey team. And he's with his accountant Tim won, and Dallas, who's his attorney or something, and Ted looked like he was trying to sell him like life insurance or something.
They were trying to broker a trade.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was hilarious. But yeah, then I realized that was like not my lowest moment, but kind of my most pretentious moment was in that restaurant.
Why is that?
I told you that the lobster bisque story, right?
No.
So during the meal, I had a steak, and then someone had the lobster bisque, and I took a sip of it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, life changing! I mean, so good, so great."
The other Tim had it. I tried it. It was really good.
Really good. So I'm like working on my steak. Actually, I'll go into that in a second.
Okay.
It was not working. I was enjoying my steak, and the server says, "Can I get you folks anything?" And then I said, "Bring me out a bowl of that lobster bisque 10 minutes after I'm finished with my steak." And I just kept on cutting. And the guy's like, "Yes, very good." And like leaves. 30 seconds later, I get a tap on the shoulder. "So, sir, we can't time it like that because we'd have to like watch you eat your steak and then start a timer when you were done."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I'll just hail you down when I'm ready." Well, sure enough, I paced myself and everyone else was done. And then everyone starts ordering dessert. And then I'm just like, "Hey, dude, I'll take that lobster bisque. Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah. I was asked like 3 or 4 times, like, "Are you sure you want the lobster bisque right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the molten magma brownie thing, not interested."
Yeah.
So anyway, I got my lobster bisque. That was my dessert. Well worth it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Going quickly back to that thing where I said, I'll get to that.
The steak.
Yeah, when servers say, "Are you still working on that?" I'm not working on it. I'm enjoying this meal, but
That's funny because so Tim, the other Tim,
authoritative Tim, I like that.
Ordered his steak, and they brought it out, and he was like, "I don't think this is what I ordered." So like, we're like, "Okay, well, this is like a nice restaurant, and the steak is expensive, so you should say something." And he was like really cool to the waiter about it. The waiter was awesome. He was like, "Yeah, I'll this is what you ordered, but it looks like it's a little overcooked. I'll bring it back. Do you want a different steak? Do you want it like a different cut, whatever?" So Tim was like, "Yeah, can I get that one instead or whatever?" And the guy comes out, brings it out to him. Tim is like so full because we went to dinner at like 9:00 and he had a burger at like 6. So he's like, "I don't think I could finish this whole thing, but it's so expensive and I feel bad." So he left it on his plate and he was like, "Yeah, I'm done." And the guy came around to pick up the plates and stuff, and he goes, "Oh no, you're not done. Take off your shoes, make some room. You got to finish that thing."
That's good.
It's hilarious. But it's funny that you had the opposite, that they came by and tried to take it away from you.
Oh god, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, pump the brakes. I felt rushed in that place. For such a nice restaurant, I felt like it was the guy was trying to turn the table as fast as possible. And maybe we were rowdy. I don't remember, but
I don't think so.
But I thought it was like, "What can I get you guys?" Like auctioneer. And then I was like,
I wonder if you had a different guy than we did, because like our guy seemed so cool. Like he was very chill. It was like very relaxed.
well, that's probably, he's like, "That guy owns the San Jose Sharks. I'm going to cater to that guy instead of some commoners over there."
You also had twice as many people at your table, so maybe, well, even more than that. So maybe
tripled.
Yeah. Maybe they were feeling rushed, trying to get you
through. All right.
I had the filet mignon.
Ooh,
it was amazing.
Amazing.
It was easily the best steak I've ever had.
So far. Until you go back.
Yeah. I don't think I would order it again because it was $125, but it was worth it. It was funny. Like, our friend Dallas is kind of known as being a cheapo. And I let him.
I wouldn't say cheapo. I'd say he's very frugal.
Yeah. So I let him try it, and he told me, "You made the right decision going for that." And
what did he get?
He got the
commoners.
No, what's it called? It's like kind of like burn ends, but it wasn't burn ends.
Steak tips.
Yeah, something like that. Which they were pretty good, but they're also like
$20.
no, I think it was like 50 or something, 45. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I'm glad I got it, but yeah, I was not that hungry either because we stopped and got like slices of pizza.
Okay, if I'm trying to remember the whole weekend, I think I only ate 4, maybe 5 times for 4 days I was there.
They had the like little pizza shop in the casino in our hotel. That was like we had pizza like probably 4 times, just because it was so easy. And the pizza, like we figured out why is it that everywhere that sells pizza by the slice is so good. Their pizza was amazing. Yeah, we just made the realization, or I did, and my roommates agreed with me. Not my roommates here, my roommates in Vegas.
Oh, you have roommates in Vegas, huh?
Yep. Brad in Dallas.
Oh, God. Praise be.
Yep. We made it through.
Yep. Those guys. I hope that everyone had a good time. I had a great time. Jake had a good time.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
Yeah, let's see here. I talked to the guy, some old timer from Michigan on the way out there. The whole flight, 3-hour flight. He's swiping on his phone, just like, oh yeah, we went to St. Petersburg. It was so beautiful, and like kept showing me. I'm like, pretty much the same picture with like a thumb covering the top half. I'm like, God, oh, it looks beautiful, and just like. Really, I'm like, okay. And then he starts getting into, he's like, this is 2016. And he keeps going. Like, he's telling me, this is my granddaughter. I'm like, dude, like, not interested, but I'm polite. And that's what I do.
I heard the opposite. I heard you were very engaged and were promoting the conversation.
Who told you that?
I can't say. Someone that was seated behind you.
Yeah, the guy, when we landed, I had to, like, wake him up. Actually, no. Authoritative Tim from, the Hyatt class seats came back with, like, 2 drinks. He's like, hey, guys, here you go.
No way.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. But, all right, so Vegas, you'll go back.
I'll go back.
Who will you go back with?
I'll go back with you. I don't know.
Oh? You coming with me in August?
I'm not restrictive. In August? I probably can't go in August.
What? I don't know. I might cancel my trip.
R.I.P.
Rip. All right. What else you got on there?
I watched a new movie that I think you should watch. Actually, I think everyone that's listening should watch it. Because it's called Prisoners.
I have seen that.
Really?
Hugh Jackman. That's a really fucked up movie.
Yeah.
Pardon my French listeners. Cover your ears.
It is really messed up, but it's really good.
It's terrifyingly great. It's one of those movies where I loved it so much where I'm like, I tell everyone to watch it, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can watch it. It's like, again, I don't know if I could do it, because it's like, oh gosh.
I'm gonna watch it again, and you should watch it again, and we can discuss it on the next episode.
Isn't it like a 2-hour?
It's long. It's like 2.5 hours, yeah.
Great movie. I mean,
it didn't feel that long.
It didn't, but it felt I was tense the whole time. Like I was like, just like uncomfortably tense. Not like tense. Something's like going to scare me. It's like just you don't know what's going to happen, what's coming down the pipeline, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's definitely not a horror movie. It's just like a really intense movie.
It's like a messed up movie.
Yeah, I like movies like that make you like feel things.
Okay,
that's how I felt watching Get Out the first time.
I got a movie for you. It just came out.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters. Wrath of Man with Jason Statham.
Okay.
It's a Guy Ritchie film. I don't know what it was about it. I'll just give you a quick synopsis, kind of. But like the way it was done just makes me love it so much. The first 15 minutes of dialogue are like the corniest, probably worst piece of trash you've ever heard of. You're like, this is the worst thing ever. And then it gets way better. Jason Statham says like maybe one line in the first 20 minutes. He's the star of the movie. Anyway, what it boils down to, you'll find this out in the movie. I'm not going to tell what the movie's about, but pretty much it's like an armored car thing in Las Vegas. Yeah. No. LA. And yeah, like then like these cash trucks get hit by, you know, low enders, people like robbing and all that stuff, and protocol. And anyway, it's kind of like a mini heist movie, but like he's doing it out of kind of revenge. It's kind of a weird thing. I'm really not painting a really good picture because it's just not sounding great, but that movie, in bank heist movies where they're robbing banks and they talk about money, and all the robbers just say like, you know, it's only money. You know, they use that line in this movie, but they paint the picture so strong about this, like the reason he's doing it. When he says it's only money, you're like, holy, like it is just money. Like no, it doesn't matter. You know, like it's a really cool, very well done movie. Ugh, love it. Watch it.
What's
Do
it called?
now.
Wrath of what?
Wrath of Man. And then same director, The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey. Great movie.
I'm always looking for new movies to watch.
Watch those two because they're both by the same director, and you'll see Guy Ritchie is like in my top 3 of all time directors right now because of those two movies.
Oh man! So this movie, Prisoners, it was directed by
Peter Jackson.
No, it was like he did other movies that were not anywhere similar to this one, but he's like a big name.
I think it was Peter Jackson.
No, it wasn't.
Fact check us.
But yes, I'm gonna rewatch it, and you should rewatch it.
Maybe we could rewatch it together. Ugh, I'd have to be like, oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like, I want someone who hasn't seen it to watch it and tell me like they want to see it again. That's where I'm at with it.
It's funny. I watched it with Alyssa, and
she's like, I want to see it again.
No, she said, I absolutely loved it, but I don't ever want to watch it again.
I'm with her on that.
But I want to watch it again because there's a lot of symbolism in it that like you probably don't catch the first time.
I'm a Hugh Jackman. Like I'll watch anything with Hugh Jackman in it. That robot like battle fighting one.
He was really good. Jake Gyllenhaal was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that movie's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so good. Ugh.
I can't believe I'd never heard of it. It's on Hulu. Watch it. Looking at you, YouTube/podcast listeners. But yeah, I love that you've seen it and had basically the same reaction.
No, yeah, I saw it in theaters and I was like,
really?
I walked out of there and I was like, I loved it, and I just was like, oof.
It's probably even more intense in theaters too.
Oh yeah, it was like, and Hugh Jackman just did such a great job of like portraying that, like you felt what he's felt, you know, as far as like his whole situation. You're like, that's how I would react. But then he takes it to the next level, and you're like, I'd probably go there. And then you're like, probably not.
You're like, yeah, I get it, but that's a hard switch to flip in your mind.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can't follow you down that path, bro. But
without spoiling it too much. Yeah. Gets real crazy.
All right. I got, what are you finished with your list?
I got something I wanted to finish up with.
Please do.
Also, well, I mean, finish the episode. I gotta redeem myself.
Oh,
playing that song.
Some gospel. Huh.
So you tell me, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
I got a bunch of stuff.
Hit me.
I can hit you with a few stories, some questions. You're reading my stuff, man.
I can't read your handwriting.
Laser vision, man. All right. So, yes. Okay. 2 stories real quick. Personal stories of me.
Okay.
So, met a girl at a bar. Not to meet her at the bar. Like, we met. Like, she drove her car. I drove my car. We met at the bar. And we're talking, whatever.
This seems like the start of a joke.
No, it's a real thing. And that's where I'm like, I'm not a bad person here. So, she's like, oh, yeah, it's like my grandma's birthday. And I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, my grandma's like 90. I'm like, whoa, 90's good year, you know? Like, good for her, jolly-o. Then she's like, but she's dying. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is she like in hospice? Like, does she have something serious? Like,
Yeah.
When I hear that at 90, that I'm kind of like, the clock started kind of like, and I'm not I'm like, oh my gosh, like tell me what's going on, like what's genuinely being like, oh, not how she's dying, but like, where is she? How close is she to death? When you say that, to me, that's like knocking on the door, kind of.
Right.
And she's like, oh, nothing's wrong with her. She just turned 90 and she's dying.
That's strange.
And then I was like, we're all dying. Like, that's not. And maybe I said it in a harsher tone than that, but I was kind of like, I don't get it. And then she started crying. And then I was like, so. And she just kind of like kept crying. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do right now. Like, I'm not wrong. Your grandma's like in perfect health for 90. Yeah. What do I do? I'm dying then at that case, right? So anyway, I'm not trying to make myself be right here in this story, but I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do right now. You're crying, and I have no idea why.
And you just met this person?
I went on another date prior, but
okay,
whatever. So then I'm like, okay, and then, and so I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna go home and watch Drain the Oceans because I'm kind of into that show right now.
Yeah, I don't know how I would handle that either.
Well, and then she's like, yeah, you can go. And I'm like, but can I? Like, am I a bad person for leaving you crying in a bar? And she's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm like, see, when women say it's fine, it's never fine. Like, that's like a fact, I think. I don't know. Someone fact check me on that.
I don't think you should have left her.
Well, Daddy was tired. I had to work the next morning, so.
Had you already been there like a couple hours?
No.
Oh.
So it was maybe like an hour, and like, maybe I was agitated because she told me to bring a cribbage board, which I did, and then she had no idea how to play. And I'm like, I'm sorry, is this a teaching lesson, or am I like, I was like, I'm not holding back, and I was just like whipping her, and she's like, maybe she was crying because I kicked her butt so bad. I don't know. Anyway, so,
I think you're probably just too impatient to try to like.
I'm not impatient. I'm very patient. Well, I guess if you deceive me and say, yeah, I'll beat your butt in cribbage, and you convince me to bring a cribbage board, and then you don't know how to play, yeah, I'm a little peeved. But I digress. The moral of the story here is, I want someone to fact check me, and you, maybe not me. When women say it's fine, it's not fine.
Depends.
We're not talking about underwear brands here. So anyway, that's one story.
Yeah, I think when
am I wrong? I don't know. Like, I know it's one-sided, but that's where I was literally like, I was driving home and I was like scratching my head and I'm like, I don't think I'm wrong here. I'm not going to like text and be like, sorry, I was an asshole, because I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not the person that you should get social advice from, because I don't know how to talk to people. Really, I don't know how to talk to people I don't know. Like, that's my biggest thing.
But if someone said, my grandma's dying, and you're like, oh, would you just be like, there, don't really, like I think hospice is hard. No, she's not in hospice. Oh, cancer's really one of those things. No, she doesn't have cancer. Oh, like gallstones, they must hurt.
I think in that moment she just wanted someone to comfort her.
Okay, actually, same story. Maybe this is what broke the camel's back in hindsight. She's like, aren't you going to tell me I look pretty or something? And I was like, you don't get to govern when I tell you when you look pretty.
It sounds like...
And I think what I said, which was terrible to say because it came out the wrong way. I'll tell you what I said and I'll tell you what I meant. What I said was, I think I said something along the lines of, if you look better than you normally do, it would warrant a response.
That sounds pretty bad, you're right.
That sounds terrible, but that, to me, you always look good. So, like, you don't look any better than you normally do. Like, you look great all the time. So I'm not going to say anything. That's where my heart was at. But yeah I think hearing that in person makes me sound Maybe that's what made her cry. I don't know.
Could be.
All right. I am kind of an asshole, but not because I try to be, because I just say I am.
I think you're right. I think that's correct.
Okay. Now this is...
But maybe she's not the right person for you. If she's expecting you to just always tell her.
Listen, I'm willing to teach someone cribbage if they say, I don't know how to play cribbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So...
I think that makes sense.
All right. Now, next story is kind of like... I think it's a language thing, an interpretation context thing. Okay. So... Who do you know that has a dog?
That has a dog?
Yeah, Dallas has a dog, okay?
Sure.
So if Dallas came up to you and said, like, oh, we lost Franklin. What does that mean to you? You know who Franklin is. It's a dog.
Yeah.
It's not a human. Like, I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you?
Franklin's dead.
Okay, thank you. That's...
If he says it the way you said it.
He did.
Okay.
So, my buddies, we're going to use the Franklin Dallas situation.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, my stepdad, his stepdad's dog name is Kenai.
Okay.
It's like, so we lost Kenai. And I'm like, oh. Actually, he didn't say it in the tone I did. He said it like, so we lost Kenai. Like, I would say like that. So I was like,
So,
oh, like, it's a dog, so you don't really care, kind of. You know, like, oh, I know of the dog, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh. He's like, and we were talking about our speeding tickets or trouble with the police. And he's like, that was when I got my speeding ticket. Is like, I got Kenai and was driving up from Iowa. Like, because we had, you know, and that's where I was just like completely in the wrong train. And I was like, why were you speeding when the dog's dead? Like, coming back to Minnesota. He's like, the dog was alive. And I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, when did you think the dog died? I said, okay, dog runs away versus lost dog. The dog doesn't get lost.
We lost Kenai versus Kenai is lost. I think you were... I would have interpreted that the same way.
And like I said, context is everything. The first time I mentioned it, I said, I laid on thick, like, we lost Kenai, like, you're sad. But he said it in kind of like a way where he's like, well, you know, my stepdad lost Kenai. As like I didn't lose him.
So maybe that would sound like the dog is lost. Not
okay, the dog. Dogs do not get lost. They run away. They're smelling freaking ass. They're eating hot turds from another dog. They're peeing on trees. Fire hydrants.
Dogs
do not get lost. Hell no, absolutely not. They have a nose.
Doesn't mean they can't get lost.
No, they run away.
But running away sounds like he intentionally left them.
Okay, so are you going to say I lost the dog when the dog slips out of a door and you're like, oh no, the dog got lost?
I guess not. I guess you're right. On that point.
I'm not trying to be right. I'm just trying to understand. But anyway, so that was a funny story.
Did they find the dog?
Yeah, that's where he found the dog and he's bringing it up from Iowa.
Oh, I see.
To see his stepdad. And that's where he got a speeding ticket. And I'm like, why were you speeding when the dog's dead? Like, you're not gonna.
I thought he was
like the final moments. Right?
I thought he was like speeding up to his parents to help him look for the dog.
Well, he's like, no. I was like, hey, look, I found the dog, and I'm like, finding the dog. That's not lost. Whatever.
English is a weird language.
Well, so then this goes into kind of a fun exercise I've been practicing, and it's really, really made me happy.
Okay.
I'll give you some examples, and then you can think of your own examples, or you don't have to, but it's like smile, laugh, and recognize what you think you know, but acknowledge that you don't know it. For example, when you see a late 70s rusted pickup driving down the road, who do you think's driving it?
An old white dude with a thick white beard.
Okay.
Kind of Willie Nelson-esque.
Okay. Now, how about a recent model Honda Fit.
Maybe middle-aged guy or gal. No family. She doesn't have to haul her kids around, but she wants a nice economical car.
So the reason I asked those is because I started thinking about it. Because one day on my way to work, this model, I was coming up on this Honda Fit, and I was thinking to myself, I said, all right, this is probably, I'm going to say a middle-aged woman who cares about fuel efficiency and just like, whatever. That's what I thought. And I rolled by slow and I looked. It's like I would argue, like a 55-year-old, 60-year-old man ripping a dart out the window in a Honda Fit. And I just thought that was the funniest thing ever because it was completely not what I was expecting.
That's pretty funny.
So then I started thinking, like, what are other preconceptions that could be wrong? And then I thought of the 70s rusted out pickup, which your description is exactly what I've only seen in my entire life. So
I want a 79 F-150 step side.
Oh.
Yeah, those are sweet. I like the 78 and 79 are the best looking years. The 78 has round headlights, but it's in a square, like a rectangular hole. And then in 79, they were like, that was dumb. So then they made rectangular headlights to go in the rectangular hole. So that's why.
It took only a year to figure that out, huh?
Yep. Impressive engineering at Ford in 1979.
Yeah. So anyway, that was kind of a fun thing. That's kind of all I got. Other than that, the only joke that I used in Vegas that I thought was so proud because it was someone was on the phone right when we were outside of CVS. And they were like talking to someone. They were like, oh, where are you? I'm at CVS. And they're looking at street names. And I'm like, between happy and healthy. That could be Walgreens, though. I don't know. But
I don't know.
I said it loud, but I was dying.
That's
inside.
pretty funny. I like that.
But yeah. So that's all I got.
Do you want to see if you can guess my song?
Yep.
Okay, it's the same one I started playing on the last episode, but couldn't remember how. So let's see if I can do it this time. I practiced a little more.
All right. Well, okay.
I also, I won't say that. I'm just going to go for it. Ready?
Born.
Anything?
It sounds familiar, but I'm trying to think of it's got to be like a Goo Goo Dolls kind of song or something, right?
No Goo Goo Dolls. Here, I'll try. I've like basically since I've been learning to play guitar, played just with my fingers, no pick. So this song, they play it with a pick. So let me try playing with a pick and see if you can recognize it better.
Okay.
This is like considered to be one of the most recognizable acoustic guitar songs. But I wasn't sure if you were going to get it, so I don't blame you if you don't. This actually also might be louder. Here, let me move the microphone.
Is that the whole song?
That's like the intro, and then there's a guitar solo that plays over it. But then the rest of the song is just like strumming chords over and over, so it's not very recognizable without the lyrics.
But it's the most recognizable song.
It's the most recognizable intro.
Is that true?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the band.
Yeah, tell me the band.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
Nothing?
just tell me nothing, no.
Wish You Were Here. Do you know that song?
I think so. That's...
Here, let me look up the lyrics real quick.
They had an acoustic guitar? I thought it was a...
No, that part's played acoustic. Let's see. So, I was thinking, as I was learning to play it, I'm like, I think I could probably learn to play the solo that goes over it. So maybe for the next time, I'll try to learn the solo.
And I'll have to guess that.
And then I'll record myself playing that part. And then I'll play the solo over it. See if I can do it.
I'm in.
Challenge myself. I know like the first part of the solo. So like after you play through that part once, it starts again. It's like this. Something like that.
Oh, wish you were here.
That was more kind of the Beatles.
Oh,
Actually, no, that was Bob Dylan. You're right.
I'm Bob Dylan.
My dad
Saw Bob Dylan.
My dad, I don't know, maybe he probably did see Bob Dylan, but he loved Bob Dylan. So like when we would go on car rides and stuff, like road trips, we'd listen to Bob Dylan for hours.
Oh my gosh.
So
Did you see a counselor?
Did I see a counselor?
Yeah.
I really like Bob Dylan.
I like two of his songs.
You should give him a listen.
No, I've given him a listen, but it's like he sounds identical in every song. He really doesn't sing if you think about it.
No.
Or if you listen about it.
Yeah. Why is it so hard to find the lyrics for this song?
They don't
Okay,
exist.
here we go. So it starts, so you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? A smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell?
Wish you were here.
You don't know that song? I bet you would.
No, I know the song. I just didn't recognize it with your doodah.
I wouldn't blame you for not recognizing it last time, but I kind of thought maybe you would when I could actually play it. I stumped you though. I was impressed that you got when I played More Than Words. I don't think you said the name of the song, but you sang along with it.
Yeah. That's like... I know the song, but it's like I don't listen to it enough to be like, wish you were!
Yeah.
Because Pink Floyd is very Pink Floydy. Like, you gotta be in the
Very
Pink
true.
Floydy kind of Floydy-toity mood.
Have I told my Pink Floyd story before on the podcast? I've probably told you, but in college, I took a history of American rock and roll class as an elective.
Okay, I didn't know that. No, you never told me.
It was awesome. So, like our instructor, we just like listen to music and he'd talk about like different bands and stuff, like from like, I don't know, the early like blues, whatever, all the way up through like modern rock. And at the end of the semester, we had the option to either write a research paper or give a lecture as a group. And it could be on any topic. So like one of the groups did a lecture on like dance styles with different eras of music. And our group decided we wanted to do a lecture on
drugs.
Kind of. It was
drugs and rock and roll.
No. Have you ever heard of Dark Side of the Rainbow?
No.
There's like this old stoner idea that if you play Dark Side of the Moon, the Pink Floyd album, like you start it on the third roar of the MGM Lion at the beginning of Wizard of Oz, like the original.
Yeah,
then it like meshes up together. And so that's what our presentation was on. Like the history of that, we kind of went over like the history kind of, there's other examples that we found of movies and albums that go together. And then like half of our presentation, I had like spliced up the beginning of the movie with the music and like pointed out different like moments where it really kind of went together.
Okay.
And then we gave a little bit more of a presentation. And then like the second half of the album starts right when she wakes up in Oz, and it like goes to color, and Money by Pink Floyd starts.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. So we just like played that straight out for like that song and the next song. I don't remember what it was, but so we're like in this giant lecture hall that's like it's the music building, so that's where they have like concerts and stuff, so the speakers are sweet.
Yeah.
We're just blasted Pink Floyd.
It's awesome. I bet you got an A.
We got 110%.
Nice.
He was like, this is my favorite lecture that anyone's ever given.
That's awesome. Yeah, my buddy told me about that. He's like, do you want to watch that with me? And I was like, ooh, I don't know, man.
It actually is really cool.
But like, so do you mute The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
So you just listen to an album, watching a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the first half, I don't remember what song it is, but like when the house is getting like spun around in the air, there's one song where it's just like a woman screaming for like 2 minutes, and it's like all that's happening, and then like as soon as she hits her head and gets knocked out, the screaming stops.
Oh my god.
And like it kind of starts to wind down. It's crazy.
Yeah, my buddy told me about that, and I was like, oh, maybe.
It's worth a watch because the whole album's only like 45 minutes, so you're not watching the whole movie.
Oh.
You're just
watching. I thought you were watching the whole movie.
No.
With like that, okay.
There were some ideas that like you restart it, but it doesn't work as well. Yeah.
Interessante.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can watch the whole thing on YouTube. At least you could when we did our project. Yeah.
All right.
It was fun.
Very good. So.
If you don't have anything else, I got a quote I want to leave everybody with.
Do it.
Okay. So I think that being open-minded is like one of the best qualities you can have as a person to not only be a better person, but to like
be a better person,
but to like enjoy your life more. And I heard a quote from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Are you familiar?
He's the Scientologist guy, right?
Yeah, he's a scientist. He said, "Creativity of thinking about the future is sometimes constrained by our own lack of imagination."
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a really cool way to say, like, if we're more open-minded, the future of humanity can be improved.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I think the educational system is stifling creativity. They tell you how to think.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think there are people that are just more naturally creative and open-minded.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
100%.
that's all I got.
All right, that's all I got. Well, thanks for listening. Subscribe, share with your friends, listen to this podcast at 0.5 speed, and get a good laugh out of it. All right, have a good
one. Watch Prisoners, and send us feedback.
And Wrath of Man.
Prisoners more. We want to know what you think, because we're going to talk about it next episode.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.